This holiday marks the 20th anniversary of Xbox and the 20th anniversary of Halo. To our millions of passionate fans, thank you.
We wouldn't be here without all of you.
Our goal has always been to bring players together, and for the first time, we're thrilled to offer our entire multiplayer experience to all players across Xbox and PC with no barriers. Halo Infinite Multiplayer will be free to play and invite more of you than ever before to become a Spartan hero. I'm excited to be here with Joseph Staten, the creative director of Halo Infinite. From helping craft the original Halo Combat Evolved to leading the fan favorite Halo 3 ODST, Joseph is a Halo visionary. It is so great to have him back with Halo.
Thank you, Bonnie. And hey, everybody. For us, and I hope many of you, Halo has always been about heroism and wonder, about fighting to keep humanity safe against impossible odds in a beautiful and mysterious sci-fi world. This is just one part of the Zeta Halo ring, the largest, most wide-open environment we've ever built, and we can't wait for you to explore it.
Looks very expansive.
The heart of Halo is Spartan 117, the Master Chief. In the next chapter of the Chief's story, you'll face his greatest challenge yet. But you're not alone in the fight.
Oh, the main batteries are shut down.
Blue team, please? God, his armor looks fucking gorgeous this time around. None of that Halo 4 and 5 garbage.
What can you do on your own?
I told you. It's enough.
So I see.
I need you to understand. There's not much time. If you knew how you were going to die, you knew. How would you live your life differently?
What happened? Where is Cortana?
The rogue AI known as Cortana is gone. She's been deleted.
Who the fuck are you?
Are you?
Of course not. Did you hit your head or something? Don't you remember? My instructions were to enter this installation, imitate Cortana, and lock her down for retrieval. Yours were to take her back to the Infinity for deletion. So if it wasn't you... Okay then. There's something else. On successful deployment, my deletion routine was supposed to complete. Still here.
Good.
Good.
Something stopped your deletion. We need to find out why.
But this wasn't the mission.
The missions changed. They always do.
Are you sure?
Sacrilege! Wow. Wow, John, wow.
Of course, you can't have a Halo game without multiplayer. And on Xbox Series X, you'll be able to enjoy Infinite's multiplayer action at up to 120 frames per second. Finally, I'm very happy to announce that Halo Infinite's first free-to-play multiplayer season and Infinite's story-driven campaign will launch together this holiday.
A new day is upon us. A new generation built to fight.
Ooh, CQB looking sexy.
Unstoppable. Are you ready?
Still not a fan of these new guns yet. Wait. At least the classic sniper rifle's still back. Ooh. Of course, brutes are back, so gotta expect the grav hammer.
Hello, let's do some damage.
The fuck was that voice? Holy shit, it's like a giant brute missile launcher.
Claim the enemy flag. Return it to base.
New brute chopper looks amazing. Ooh, brute banshee.
The flag is ours. Please call at your earliest convenience.
I'm not sure how I feel about this new announcer, unless it's supposed to be like the new Cortana chick, but still not a fan. That samurai armor looks amazing, though. I still like how they're alluding to the Reach armor there in the official artwork for the multiplayer. Alright, so that was one hell of a reveal. Now, there's a lot of things that I feel like they didn't show us, and they probably didn't show us for obvious reasons, but we still didn't get to see a lot of the campaign, and I feel like that's where more of their struggle is with finishing up the game. Because multiplayer seems like they're pretty on point with that. We should be expecting a beta here soon. But, so what I want to touch up on is, no, not so much them, yada yada. The environment looks fantastic. Like, this is, it's beautiful, it's super expansive. Now, with that grappling hook, though, I wonder how far we can actually explore around. Because, like, you know, they've got all these huge mountains up here, and, I mean, those might be out of the sandbox. Because, obviously, they're not going to make it to where we can visit every single aspect you can see. Like, we're probably not going to be able to run from down here and keep going all the way up till this part of the ring. That'd be kind of absurd. Or to walk to the edge of the ring, which I'm sure it's not just a flat drop-off. I'm sure it's, like, super raised up, and, I mean, it would have to be to, you know, contain atmosphere and stuff. But it'd be cool to kind of see the edge of the halo. But that grappling hook will give us plenty of places we can go and a lot of areas we can explore. So let's get back into it. Again, it looks just visually amazing. So now this part here feels kind of weird because he's jumping out into something. Something's destroyed, obviously, and you know, they kind of alluded to that in the previous trailer. And I mean, again, Chief's armor really does look amazing. I'm still not a fan of these shoulder pads compared to Halo 2 and Halo 3's, but still a hell of a lot better than what we had. The lighting looks really good. I like being able to grab explosive stuff to throw just because I love explosive stuff. And I love killing people in multiplayer with the fusion coils. That shit's always fun. So we know the pistol's back. We know the classic assault rifle is back, even though we see that newish machine gun. This assault rifle looks super clean, and just, wow. The detail on it looks amazing. See, but then all of this, what I'm wondering is this red? Because this, obviously, this is UNSC stuff, right? So everything's red, I guess, because emergency power lighting? I'm not... Really not sure. I don't know. I didn't play Halo Wars or Halo Wars 2, so I know nothing about the Banished and stuff. And then there's this girl, who is a new AI, who we know very nothing about. She doesn't look like Halsey. She doesn't look like Cortana. And I understand Cortana has changed throughout the games anyways, between 1 to 2 to 3, 2 Anniversary to Halo 4, which arguably the best one is Halo 4. And then Halo 5, which just looks ridiculous, but let's go ahead and have a listen to see what she sounds like.
To the infinity for deletion. So if it wasn't you... Okay, then. There's something else. On successful deployment, my deletion routine was supposed to complete. Still here.
Good.
Good.
Something stopped your deletion. We need to find out why.
But this wasn't the mission.
The missions changed. They always do.
Are you sure?
Now, I don't know how I feel about Chief letting another AI into Cortana's AI chip, but that's a whole other different issue. So, she doesn't even sound like Jen Taylor, who voices Cortana and Halsey. So, it has to be somebody else altogether, although, I mean, I guess it could be possible Halsey made another AI. It would have to be a smart AI, of course, and it doesn't make any sense that it wouldn't be made by Halsey. However, we also know that she's more or less under house arrest at this point, so I don't know how much freedom she would have to make a new AI. Unless they're like, alright, we're going to let you do this so you can help us out, but you're still in timeout. So, perhaps Infinity and the rest of the UNSC let her, construct this new AI. But it's interesting to note that she says specifically, so her mission is to infiltrate the system to be able to capture Cortana so that she can be deactivated. And then she's supposed to deactivate when Cortana does. So I wonder if there's somehow a link between the two of them, like maybe she's a fragment from Cortana, possibly from like the end of Halo 4 perhaps, or because maybe she is made the same way Cortana is from Halsey's brain, and they're somehow linked that way. But why, also, would you go through the trouble to make an AI like that, and then just have her shut down? Especially if smart AI were, as far as we know, good for 7 years. So, it kind of feels like somehow there's some weird connection between the two, because, again, it would just be a waste of technology and resources to have it shut down after that. What's more important to note, though, is she specifically states that she's supposed to shut down when Cortana does. But she said Cortana was shut down. Also, somebody else, they're implying somebody else was the one that captured Cortana. So, who else would have done it? We don't see any of Blue Team, which, if we don't see Blue Team, I already talked to a buddy of mine about this, it pretty much makes Halo 5 completely irrelevant and the biggest waste of time and resources, and, I mean, basically, it means that from the time Halo 4 came out until Halo Infinite comes out, all of that was a waste of time. Like, everything should have just been put in the Master Chief Collection, and everything they did for Halo 5, while some of it was fun, some of it's pretty, was still just a complete waste of time as far as progressing the story of the in-game universe. Could have been Locke, but then again, after the ending and everything of Halo 5, I don't see that happening. Arbiter, where's Arbiter? If we don't have Arbiter, that's going to be really shitty to bring him back in 5 and then not have him fight alongside the Chief in 6. So, I don't know where they're planning on taking that. Now, another route they could take it is Atriox captured Cortana. That's also a possibility, because we know the Banished and everything from Halo Wars is a part of this. Now, on top of that, and I don't know a lot outside of what I've seen, but the Spirit of Fire and those Spartans, as far as I know, they're still alive. Someone can feel free to correct me in the comments, but as far as I know, they're still alive. And I haven't read any of the books or anything that happens afterwards. I know Halo Wars 2 happens after Halo 5. So, unless one of them captured her, but they'd be working with the Chief. I mean, no matter what, no matter who they are as Spartans, especially as Spartan 2s, which the Spartans on Spirit of Fire were, they have the utmost respect for the Master Chief, for John, for their fellow Spartan that they grew and trained with. So they wouldn't be working behind the scenes or working separate from him, at least not to the point that he wouldn't know about it. That just wouldn't make sense to me. So, I'm thinking possibly Atriox, possibly the Warden. Maybe the Warden has something to do with it. I mean, obviously he's unkillable, aside from like physically deleting his personality within the domain. But that's about the same as deleting Cortana. So I would say there's a lot up for speculation. But I think we've covered all the angles there. Because, I mean, unless there's some secret, super badass member of Oni that can do a better job than the Chief, that's a little more unlikely. So now, as far as the multiplayer goes, let's check this out. Because I have a lot I feel about this. First of all, it looks great. I'm not a fan of this new shotgun. I have to play it to actually see, but I mean, I'm used to the classic shotgun. This one should fire faster, but I'm guessing that also means they've probably turned the firepower down a bit too. So hopefully the classic shotgun will still make an appearance and it'll still be the power weapon it's supposed to be. And this still here, I absolutely love it. The CQB was one of my favorite helmets in the Halo 3 days. And I didn't really use it much at all after that because I cycled between a few with Halo 3 just depending on how I was feeling that day. But it came back with Halo Reach, but I just didn't care. And it looks spectacular in this. So far, until I see any other variations of older armor, I probably am going with the CQB helmet just because it just looks so good. We see we've got, I think it's the Jump Jet shoulder pads here. Which is similar to what we had in Reach. Now, this machine gun I don't like. I like that it's, you know, like, ba 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 ba. Like, it's a little faster than, like, I don't know, like a DMR rifle shot. It's not a burst, but it's not quite an assault rifle either. So it might be good. I'm still not a fan of it, but we see that we've got the classic Needlers back. We've got this new Brute Chopper. We've got new Brute Ghosts. And Banshees as well. We've got, see, there's the Needler again. We've got that new plasma rifle-ish weapon. It kind of reminds me of the plasma repeater from Reach. I think there's a weapon like that similar in Halo 5 too, but it was such a terrible weapon I never used the damn thing. See, there's that rifle there. Now, this is what gets me, is we see here the player literally, another player in the background there, shoots what looks like it has to be a plasma grenade out of his left wrist gauntlet, which is the same wrist gauntlet that has the grappling hook. So, do we no longer throw grenades? Do we shoot them a la Mandalorians from Star Wars, which I'm totally okay with. But see, then there we see him throw a frag grenade physically, so I'm not quite sure what the difference is there. There's the grappling hook in action. There's the classic S2 sniper rifle. I'm glad they didn't change that, because I'd be really pissed off if they took away my favorite weapon in the franchise. Well, one of. And also to note, which I have it muted here so that the video and myself aren't overlapping, but as he makes that kill, here, I'll go ahead and we'll turn it up just so you can hear this amazing new metal we're getting. Wait. Right there. No scope. So, are they changing snapshot to no scope? I mean, nobody ever called it a snapshot. It was always a no scope because that's exactly what it is. That's what it's been since before Snapshot was even in metal. So really cool that they're adding that in. So here's another new weapon. Now this one looks really cool, and I don't know if this is a Forerunner weapon. If this is, it's not gonna be Covenant, I don't think. But it's almost like it kind of fires like a scatter shot, so it might be a Promethean weapon. And the shots ricochet, kind of like a scatter shot grenade launcher. And we know it. I feel like it has to be a Promethean weapon because, as with most of Promethean weapons, when they get a kill, they disintegrate the body, which is what's happening here. So his body just vaporizes. And we got the gravity hammer back. That's amazing. Let's go back and look for a second at this, because I noticed something here. Look at this thing on his arm. I'm not sure if armor abilities are coming back, a la like Halo Reach and Halo 4, or if we're getting equipment similar to like Halo 3 usage. But this is definitely something, and we'll see it here in a second. Guy comes down with the hammer, and then up here we've got on this catwalk, this guy's got a charged up plasma pistol. He shoots it at the guy with the hammer, and we see, we missed the frame, we see his hand come up, and that little shield or whatever that is on his left arm triggers and reflects the plasma blast back at the other player, in which he just uses that to EMP headshot the first player. Again, I'm not sure if that's going to be more of like an armor ability kind of thing. It's a permanent thing you can continuously use. Or is it going to be more along the lines of Halo 3's armor equipment? Is it something you pick up, has limited uses? Is it something you can spawn with, that you can throw on like a loadout and use indefinitely? Does it have a charge time? We don't know, and we don't see any of that. Conspicuously, throughout all of this gameplay, they have left the HUD off the screen. So there's no HUD in the campaign, there's no HUD in the multiplayer stuff. So we don't see the health bar, we don't see the ammo, we don't see the weapon silhouettes, the radar, any of that stuff. And I'm wondering why they did that. I'm not sure. Maybe they want you to focus more on the actual gameplay. Speaking of gameplay, here we have the classic battle rifle. This is more a la battle rifle Halo 3, I want to say. I mean, Halo 2 and Halo 3 were very similar, but it's got more of a Halo 3 design with like one of the Halo 5-ish looking scopes. But it's definitely, hopefully it doesn't play like the garbage Halo 5 battle rifle that, for whatever reason, doesn't just standard with the scope every time because you're fucking stupid. I don't know. That was easily the dumbest thing they could have done. And it's why I hate Halo 5 battle rifle so much. Well, one of the many reasons. Halo Force was great. Halo Force had a great new, more squared off design, and it was good. But going back to the Halo 3 design is where it's at, and hopefully this fires more like Halo 2 than Halo 3. But looks super clean. I love the battle rifle. Happy to have classic battle rifle look back. Here we see another cool weapon as I'm struggling with my mouse here. And I like how you can pick weapons up with that grappling hook, so that means like races for power weapons or weapons that are dropped are going to be a really interesting thing going into this new game. Look at this ghost. This ghost is just sleek looking. With that ability, it's going to be like, it's a race to see who can pick it up, but now you have to be able to aim that grappling hook to grab said weapon, equipment, vehicle, whatever you're going for. Which is going to be, it's going to add a layer of skill to the who can get there first factor, instead of just whoever happened to be closer, because obviously you just both sprint to it. But this weapon here is monstrous. I'm trying to get the exact frame that I want. Right there. Look at this thing. It's a massive weapon, similar to a Spartan laser as far as the physical silhouette of the weapon. It's got this giant blade right here, of course, as most brute weapons have. But then you've got this. this giant spike, this giant, what looks like the end of a fucking huge-ass construction nail. It's basically, it's almost like a pile driver-esque weapon. And when you see it in action, like, he aims it at this warthog. And while we don't get to see it fire, and it's really hard to kind of see the shot, like, it shreds that warthog and sends it flying. And this, I thought, was another cool factor. The fact that you can board vehicles with that grappling hook, even airborne vehicles, is insane. Now, I worked on this Wasp here, so it should work on a Banshee as well. I'm starting to kind of get the feeling that the grappling hook could be a little too overpowered until we see it in action. But just the ability to do that, it adds a level of skill, but it also basically goes, well, vehicles are more or less useless, because you just, if you can get close enough to them, bam, you just grapple hook to them, and that grappling hook has a pretty far reach as well. Got some more ghost action. We got more brute chopper footage here. Now this thing looks cleaned up, it looks improved, it looks sleek and terrifying at the same time, and I'm honestly excited for this thing. I didn't think I would be, but it just looks like a really good, fun vehicle. So does the Brute Banshee there. See, and here we saw this guy, again, using this, like, Brute Pile Driver weapon to just launch that dude in the face. We don't see any new weaponry from this Banshee, though I would like to see it have, like, just a volley of spikes instead of the plasma cannons, but I feel like for a vehicle that'd be very limited on ammo, and it'd be hard to explain unlimited spikes versus a plasma battery. But it would be cool nonetheless. Now this, I'm not really sure how I feel about the flag. This looks less like an actual flag and more like a hologram of a flag on a stick. Doesn't really matter, no. I mean, it's shiny, it's bright, but it's, I don't know how I feel about it. I do like how it kind of, like, trails a little bit. And if it would do that a little bit more to kind of allow the opposing team to, you know, chase after their own flag, that would be really cool. I do like this Chief graffiti here. I'm not sure what game type this is. Maybe this is like for a headhunter or something. But this blue flaming skull with the halo ring on the head, and I don't know. But you see the dude throw it up and punch it, and then punches this dude into this freaking building. And I can't tell if his body just disintegrates or not, but Jesus Christ. And see, here we see another, what looks like it's got to be another armor equipment, another armor ability. It's basically looks like a bubble shield. And I can't tell if it's reflecting that back at him. Again, we'll just kind of have to wait and see. But there's plenty we can speculate about that. Here we see the grappling hook grabbing a fusion coil and then throwing it at this vehicle. Now, this is really superimposing, and I feel like they put a lot of emphasis on this for a reason. Possibly this could be the reward you get for reaching level 152 in Halo 5 before Infinite comes out, and if that's the case, I might push to attempt it, but that still requires a lot of Halo 5, because I'm still only level 147, and I just don't enjoy 5. And it would feel very punishing to have to grind that out, but I'll see how my battle buddy feels about it, and if he's interested, wants the armor bad enough, if that's how you get it, then we'll see. Maybe we'll get it, maybe we'll do a couple really long stream sessions of grinding, but this armor is super imposing. And let's stop gawking at the armor for a second to look at this pistol. Is this a new pistol? Is this like an automatic pistol? Because if so, this could be a really fucking cool weapon. Bop, 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 bop. Like, that's actually insane. And also, this kind of gameplay, like, this is shit you don't see this anymore. This is shit you used to see back in, like, Halo 2 MLG days, when MLG and, you know, Halo esports gaming actually meant something. Like, I mean, I'm currently friends with one of the original Halo 2 MLG players from way back in the day, from one of the best teams that was around. Actually, he was on the best team around, Final Boss, no less. But, like, so you see the dude throws a grenade way back there. Pew, 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 pew. Grenade throws the sword to him. He just catches it. Now, the sword looks amazing. This animation for this sword kill looks amazing, too. I don't know if that's just the armor or not, but look at this samurai-esque shit. Like, you've got the samurai, like, helmet dome around the helmet. The helmet, inner helmet kind of looks like Noble 6's. And if we go back a few frames, you can also see, like, he's got, like, this samurai-esque shoulder pad here. And then even, like, the kama has, like, the side skirts like a samurai. Like, this really fucking cool-looking armor. And they put a lot of emphasis on this for a reason, so I feel like it, in one way or another, is going to be a chase armor, either through achievements, through unlocking in another way, or, like I said, the Halo 5 max level stuff. I would really hope they wouldn't make it a pay to play, you know, way to earn that armor, because that would just be really shitty. But I mean, that's what we got. That's all we got today, which is, it's a lot when you break it down and look at it the way we have here. And of course, this I saw this recently, and I had already talked to a few of my friends about it. Looks pretty dope. Obviously, it's alluding to the fact that we're going to get Halo Reach armors. This being, like, really reminiscent of Noble 6, although this looks more like it does look like Noble 6, but it also looks like the what's it called? I think it's called the Decimator armor in Halo 5, which is supposed to be like the test bed for Mark 7 armor. And then, of course, we've got June's Scout armor here, the helmet and the armor. We got Emil's helmet and chest armor. We got Carter's Commando helmet, although this is, the chest piece is not reminiscent of Carter's at all, but still, like, this is just, it's got to be alluding to us getting Halo Reach armor. And again, how we're going to unlock that armor, we don't know. They haven't exactly said yet. But so that's going to be it. That's everything that they decided to cover, and that's everything we've got, everything we've broken down. If we missed anything, feel free to let us know. I'd love to know that there are more older weapons in the game. Spartan laser, beam rifle, Covenant carbine. Hopefully the DMR makes a return. New weapons are nice, but don't take away some of the classics. I hope the OG shotgun's still there. I'd love to see an SMG again. We got the SMG in Halo 5's multiplayer, but I don't think we got it in the campaign. Did we? Actually, yeah, I think we did. I think one of Osiris had it. Viper? Maybe? The one in the red armor, I think. But yeah, don't take... new stuff is good, but don't take away our old toys just to give us some new ones. Let us play with both. Makes the game more fun. But that's where we're going to wrap this video up here. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I would love to hear your thoughts on this, because, honestly, Halo's my thing. It's always going to be, and I'm super excited for this. When the beta drops, we will be streaming that, porting it over, if we don't just stream it straight from our YouTube channel anyway, so you'll get to see that. Looking forward to maybe playing with some of you guys during the beta, and then we'll be doing a live stream legendary playthrough, start to finish, on Halo Infinite the day it comes out. We're going to go ahead and get the frig out of here, though, and we will see you guys in the next video.